Welcome back to Friend or Foe. Sorry for the technical delays. It's still day one. We're still trying to figure everything out, get everything all timed in correctly. So we're a little bit behind schedule, but we have a fantastic matchup that I've been dying to see. Our two grand finalists from Season 2 are back for a rematch. Team In the Trees taking the championship last year, 3-0 from Team Asorth. My name is Chris Sunga. Here with me is Fang over Fang. Now, it's been about 6 months since we've seen these two teams battle it out against each other. Fang, how are you feeling? Nostalgic? Or is that just me?
Absolutely. By the way,
Yeah.
this is one of the best series. This was a 3-0, but
one of the best 3-0 I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, these are two teams, little background information. These are two teams that predominantly Vietnamese speakers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Team Asorth, who was my favorite team to watch in the Heroic League last year. I talked to them a little bit, and obviously they speak a lot of Vietnamese.
Yeah.
And being not a Vietnamese speaker was a little confused, but basically they told me that they're gonna win, and it will be a repeat of last year. While INT basically said it will be the exact opposite, and that's gonna be a repeat.
All right, for sure. I mean, that's good to hear. I mean, both these teams, they're all friendly. They all love each other, of course. INT and TAS, they all have a special place in my heart for being one of the first GU teams to ever grace the Friend or Foe broadcast. And these two teams, they've been fantastic. They've been very collaborative with me. And right now my screen's black, so I can't see the entire draft. But from what I saw was regarding the bans, we saw Swain, Senna, Seraphine, Graves, Udir from the side of INT, and I believe it was Victor, Camille, Sehwani, Hecarim, and the famous Zillion ban from TAS, taking that away from He Who Slops, making it so that he doesn't get to continue destroying teams with this Zillion pick. But so far, I don't know if you can see the draft right now, but so far, what do you think of these team comps?
Team Asorth picked Akali with that fourth pick, by the way, and INT picked Urgot. And then TF, so they have a global on INT side. I think INT's comp is pretty I don't really know what they're trying to do. There's two globals in this game, by the way, with Galio and TF on both our mid laners, I believe, this game. Yes, they are. And I will give you a huge talk about Tristana, by the way, whenever we are ready.
Yeah, we can talk about it when we get into the game. My prediction here, just based purely off team comps right now, I say TAS. I say TAS takes it today. What do you think, sir?
Yeah, I'm going with TAS as well, man.
All right, TAS all the way. Let's get into the game shortly. So we're kind of speeding things through slowly so we can get into the game. But I believe, I agree with you. TAS, Team Asorth, one of the fan favorites of last season. I would say 2-up. Yeah.
Those are my boys. I talked to one of my favorite names to speak, and I pronounced it as Guya before, and he told me it's Gua, I believe.
Gua, yeah.
Gua, yeah.
Gua.
And that's my boy. I think he's playing 80 carry this year. I think he played 80 carry last year too. I was actually really impressed with him. I was impressed with Yone as well, who was his team Asorth as well. I was impressed with his I'm impressed with both these teams, by the way. I think INT and TAS, I mean, they were the grand finalists last year, but I think that they were the teams that deserved it. I think that they were the best two teams in that league.
Yeah, they were finalists for a reason. They were players that could easily topple anyone. Oh no, oh don't do this. Okay, INT is actually looking for this level 1. I've seen this happen in scrims with INT, where INT invade with a flash hook from Thresh if he goes for it. Okay, he didn't opt for the flash hook this time. I've seen it before. I've seen He Who Slops do that. INT just slowly invade by hugging the corner, and they go for like Thresh or Nautilus flash hook. But it looks like they didn't opt for it this time.
One of my favorite parts about FOF is that we get the personality showing of each of these players. And whether that's interviews or in game, and I will always support disrespect when it comes to emotes and all chat. And you saw that thumbs down. He said, "You're not hitting me. I'm built different, bro." Yeah. This is BDE energy immediately from the Galio, and there's something that I always support. Last year, I tried to give out BAD awards. I didn't do it last game, but right now, the leading candidate is Galio at the moment.
Yeah. He looked straight at that hook and just stared it down as it missed. But anyway. INT and TAS. So on the side of INT, so let's talk about the elephant in the room real quick. For any veterans of Friend or Foe Season 2 of GU, you might notice that pretty much these guys have the same lineup as last year. And on the side of INT, they do have the same roster, except Fish is in the top lane purely as a substitute today, I believe. Broccoli, I believe, is coming back next week. Actually, no, Broccoli is AD carry. What am I saying? So that means Kenny Hammerspike is not here today. That means, yeah, that means he's out. And TAS have pretty much the same roster. The only difference is K1ZZ is the same top laner from TAS last season, who was named Strawberry at the time. He's changed it to K1ZZ. So those are the only differences. But other than that, same lineup. Yeah.
The BDE right now, front runner, Hisme? I don't know exactly how to say it now. I'm really bad with names.
Yeah,
Galio.
Yeah.
They didn't have him at the finals, I believe, last year. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there was an accident and he was not there.
Yeah, there was a bit of a, I believe it was a car accident. I can't remember the exact details that he was going through, and he couldn't participate in grand finals last year. But he's back. He's back and he's ready. So I'm excited. Yeah.
So, like I said earlier, Team Asterith has two of my favorite players in all of the Gold Under last year, but now this is the Heroic League in Yone, or Yoni, and Gua. So, I think Yoni is actually a really, really good solo queue player. If I'm not mistaken, I looked at his OPGG last year, and I took a bit this time. I think he's really, really good. I saw his Gragas before, and he made me laugh a lot. I was flaming him. I was flaming him like midstream, and I don't know how, but he heard that I was flaming him, and then he just continued to troll me basically on stream. So that's my boy. But now I get by the way. And let me tell you, after these nerfs, people are like, yo, they only nerfed him by like 2 AD. And I actually think it's a huge nerf, by the way. I've been playing Tristana, and I think the early game with Tristana, there's a hook here that's insane.
Okay. That hook was actually nuts. Sorry to interrupt you there, but that hook was nuts. There's no fight going on, but anyway, go on.
You're saying, so he's with Leona, which is an early game support, obviously. You want to kill. Leona has a lot of lane pressure, and you can kill early. But Tristana, before the patch, could do that. I think now she really cannot. I think that she's really, really weak early. I think she's one of the weakest 80 carries in all of the game at the moment. When she has there's a fight here with her guy. Okay, nice trade, and he dodged D. So yeah, I believe that she only has 71 or 72 AD with Doran's Blade, which is by far one of the weakest. For comparison, someone like I think Caitlyn has 82 or 76.
Bo Explode trying to get his top laner ahead. It doesn't matter who the top laner is. It could be Broccoli or it could be Fish. Bo is there for first blood going over to INT.
That was either 300 IQ where he laid the Q down with Gragas and knew that Akali was going to flash, or that was just so little brain that it destroyed the Akali and they could not understand what was going on. I'm going to say big brain, personally. I'm going to say ginormous brain.
Yeah, I would say big brain. He knew what he was doing.
By the way, Nunu, so the reason you pick Nunu, by the way, is it's not to farm your camps, obviously. Nunu is to take enemy camps and to make sure you get Baron secures. And I said earlier in draft, there is 2 globals in the mid lane right now. Right. So what's very, very important in the mid lane is the lane priority and lane pushing. Right now, Galio has the push, and he should be getting 6 before TF, I believe.
Correct.
So we gotta look at bot lane, usually. When there's globals, you look at bot lane usually. So just 2.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. There's got to be 5-man plays here, 4-man plays coming in the next few minutes. Another thing I wanted to mention, since you were also talking about draft, is some of these players have been playing specific champions in their solo queue. You can all look them up on their OPGGs, of course. Viego being a big one that junglers in Friend or Foe have been playing. However, Viego is disabled, for those who don't know, for those who are curious. Viego is disabled for Friend or Foe purely because of bug glitches. Yuri, what? Yo,
do you see that? This is my boy right here. Yeah. He's my boy. Yeah, the disrespect. Watch his Q. Watch his Q smite. Watch his Q smite. It's huge.
No.
Q smite.
No. Oh my God! Let's go. Slaps actually gets knocked up right there. That's a nice Leona stun. Noob is actually stunned and exhausted on the backside. Gula is kind of 1v2. Bo Explode hanging around with only 2 HP. We're gonna see what happens here. TAS is actually on the run right now. Or sorry, INT is on the run right now from TAS. Nice Stun from Onbo right there. Brock Lee actually gets a return kill on Gua on the side there. It's still a 2 for 2. Yoni's still going. They're still going for this fight. Okay, Bo explodes out. Dragon Steel going over to the side of TAS right there. But INT actually kind of evened that out a little bit.
Two of my favorite players I highlighted, Yone and Gua. Gua
Yeah.
inting. And Yone with the ginormous play.
Yeah, it was a little tragic, but we love the huevos on these kids.
Well, like I said earlier, Tristana before patch, she probably could have won that 1v1 against Ezreal, who is known for being weak early, by the way. But oh, there's an R right here. She should be dead.
Yeah, this is actually a full kill, I'm pretty sure, unless K1 imagines he might be sniffing that maybe a jungler is nearby, which is why Fish walked that way. Trust me, had that been solo queue, he was dead.
Oh, absolutely. They would have kept going.
Yeah, they would have kept going. But Evolve New was actually there for the potential counter. Evolve New might look to walk up to the top lane, clear that wave, or just leave it for his top laner. But K1, well done.
Very clean by TF, by the way. Like I said earlier, it's about the big thing about TF and what makes a good TF player and an awful TF player like me is it's lane priority and shoving waves where you can go and roam like that and look over your side lanes while not losing farm. Which is what they did. They pushed wave right there, and then they roamed towards top to look top. They didn't lose a single minion. That's perfect, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, both these teams, they were grand finalists for a reason. They play really well, not just because they're talented, individual players or anything. Great team. This is one of the few teams, two of the few teams in this entire league that have returned with pretty much a full roster. PTP being one of them as well, with just I think one additional member. Yup unfortunately didn't make it, but Yoni actually spots out Bo Explode. Bo does get slowed, but Yoni decides it's not worth it, even though he did have the help of his mid laner near him.
By the way, I would love to shout out the vision control by Team Asterisk, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If we get a toggle on that, look at that blue side river. That's 4 wards right there.
Right.
Which is, if you're bot right now and you die with the 4 wards, then you are running it down.
Yeah.
And their push, which is perfect. Man, that's such great vision control by them.
Yeah, fantastic. It gives them the free reign of this bot side river. Even if that control ward and dragon is still there, that control ward from INT does not matter to them at this moment. Galio doesn't need it. He's going to be able to press R near his bot lane. They know that they want to go for some kind of play bot side. Yoni might actually go for something in top lane, but Onbo actually takes down He Who Slops there off camera.
He Who Slops. That's a great name as well.
It's a little unfortunate, but at the same time, substitutes.
By the way, I would love to with the viewer count right now. We have 78 viewers, and I saw earlier there's a huge Rock Lee fan. Oh, there's a fight right now.
Oh, there's already a fight. That's a nice Gragas cast get off of them, but Gula actually can jump out. Onbo is the main target right now. Predator is on the side of INT, and actually, I didn't even see that Ezreal up for a second. Oh, Yoni's here though. He's gonna make it happen. Evolve Noob gets knocked up twice. Onbo actually does go down to the Twisted Fate. This is now a 2v3. Hismake getting a taunt onto Bo. INT actually say here, we can keep going. This is 3v2. We win this. Yoni wants to fight though. He wants the 1v3, and I'm pretty sure he can maybe get Bo. But I think this is gonna be. Oh, he attempts the knockup. Oh, unlucky, but Yoni does go down over to Bo Explode. Little tragic, but they did it. Yeah.
I said this last season. I will say it again, even though that was very clean. And then Yoni, whatever. I'm gonna call him Yone, and I apologize if I say your name incorrectly. Please correct me. I'm
pretty sure it's Yoni.
Okay, Yoni.
Yeah.
I was super clean by everyone from TAS, and he entered a little bit at the end, but that's my boy, so I will always say that was just 200 IQ plays. Look, and I said earlier, TF, decent wave management. He only loses, I think, 2 waves right here, and Galio's smart. He was going down to bot side, didn't lose much, pushing in the wave. That's what you do. What was I gonna say? These teams, by the way, they were grand finalists, like we said multiple times. I'm sorry you're getting annoyed by it, but I think both of these teams, if they moved up to the Mythic League last year, which was the Plat over, or was it Diamond?
DU, yeah.
D over. I think both those teams make playoffs. Actually, I think they both were insane, not just for being heroic and Plat under. I think that they were just insane in general. I think they have some of the best coordination in both leagues. I think their shot calling is good, and I think, as you can see, their mechanics is good, and they follow each other. They trust each other, which is a lot of problems with teams that are newer, which is coming with the qualifiers and stuff like that.
Right.
You have to build trust. both these teams, great finalists. I don't think they've really lost any players throughout both coming back, and there's going to be a fight here.
Keeping the same roster. K1ZZ, nice dodge. Oh, wow, wait, nice escape. Okay, that was so fast. Oh, he's even dancing. Did you see that?
Dude, this is why I love
in front of them.
They are
TAS, man.
TAS, by the way, I talked about BDE earlier. They were the BDE MVPs as the team. All of them do these kind of things where they dance and they throw emotes out, and I love that as a caster and a player.
Yeah. I'm loving this right now. They know that Dragon is pretty much secured by the side of Team Asort. They have full control of this bottom river. INT chooses to retaliate, and they actually start the Rift Herald before TAS starts the Dragon. So they immediately handshook that, and INT might have won out just because of time and momentum. So now that TAS takes this Dragon, there's a chance, like, you know, some damage is going to be taken off. Oh, okay! Alright, Broccoli! Okay, Broccoli taking that Dragon. Oh, that's revenge from that steal earlier from Yoni, whatever. Okay. Dragon's just getting stolen left and right here. No worries.
As I was saying before I was cut off, there's someone in chat right now, Kenny Hammerspike, who has been spamming Broccoli simping at the moment. And you know what, man? Maybe he felt the power of the simp, and that's what making him turn up. That ulti was insane by him. Very nice.
Oh, what? Okay, that's an unfortunate play. It actually pushed Gua forward, I believe, but they still get that pickup with the WQ from Ezreal, from Broccoli. I think that's what that was. We're actually going to take a quick replay. Let's double check this. So Nunu actually was about to gank but decides not to, so he who slaps grabs a hook, flashes forward to give the Lantern more extra distance. Onbo takes too much damage there. I think that flay may have missed or may have gone the wrong way. He was trying to flay the Tristana jump, but nice play from INT.
So this interaction with Thresh, obviously, when you're in that queue with your second activation with Q, when you go flying on all those replays where you're flying like what he just did, you can actually throw a Lantern, and when you take the Lantern, you can fly with Thresh, which is what he was trying to do. But the problem was that he flew a little too early, and Gragas took it a little too late. But that's fine. Still good. They killed him. And Broccoli, nice WQ.
Okay, the rest of TAS is actually... Oh, that's just Yoni that's actually here. There's a TP coming from K1, actually. Bow Explode sniffs it out, but I don't know if they're going to go for a full commit. Hismay is also here. Yoni has decided to go for a full commit. That's an R, flash R from Yoni. Yoni gets knocked backwards, I believe. He who slops taking a lot of damage. They might go for a dive. Bow Explode goes into a stasis. K1 has to flash out. He might have taken too much damage right there. And Evolved Noob comes back with a pickup. This is a 4v5 in favor of INT right now. Fish is exhausted, but Yoni's too low. So is Bow Explode, but he's living with just a sliver of health. Team TAS is on the back line trying to just run away. That's a flashed E from the Gragas. Bow Explode takes down Onbo, and the rest of TAS, only Gua is alive. 10-4 in favor of INT.
The reason I played that one so bad was because it was a good play by TAS, but the problem was when they were walling, they literally just did not pick a target. They were trying to, I don't know, hit all three at once. You gotta pick one target when you're doing that kind of stuff. Hit one person. Usually if you're a shot caller, you say, you know, TF or TF, or Ezreal. I don't think anyone was doing that. I think they were just talking about Minecraft tutorials or something mid-fight. I have no idea. You gotta pick a target, guys. But good play though. Like that's, oh. Here comes Nunu.
Oh, I just got it on the minions. Yeah, I mean, good play. TAS, it started looking good for them for a second, but INT, honestly, fantastic response. And that's just one of the weird things about, I guess, competitive League of Legends, is that there's this weird unspoken rule that's like, if your team responds first, then you win. But sometimes if your team responds second, then you win. And it becomes this whole weird, like, mental game, I guess. But, well played by INT. I would say.
You know, people love the allegory that people love using is League is a chess match, which is
right.
I mean, I guess, but like as a chess player, I would probably say not. But
sure, okay. I think there are certain concepts that could help, but yeah,
there's certain concepts. But as I was saying, Team Asterith, good play, just poor execution. You gotta pick a target, boys. And that Akali TP was a little sus.
I think there were better better options for that TP placement. I like the idea of trying to go for a TP play onto that bot lane that had pushed in with Bo already. But yeah, I think the play was good, but maybe that TP could have been better.
All right, if we can, if Director Chris can look at bot lane real quick, and if you see there's a
there's a Nunu coming in. Fish actually still has flash. We're gonna see if he uses it. Yep, nice quick flash bait. Go on, sorry.
So, when I was talking about bot lane, behind Tristana right now, there's a TP ward. That's where Akali should have been TPing if they had one. They did not, so she had a TP and a dragon. And when you're a bot laner and in higher elos, you will see this a lot. There will always be a TP ward for the most part. If you are a support, you have to either put a pink ward there or sweep it, because this will happen in competitive play. Trust me, you will get TP'd on as a bot laner. I've FF15 many games because of this. Supports, please, please sweep that bush.
Yeah, I agree with that. We haven't seen a whole lot of TP plays in the first 2 games, at least early TP plays. But I'm glad we got to see that one and see how these teams are developing these big plays that they're trying to make macro wise. Long are the days gone where everyone's just trying to solo kill each other. Everyone's just trying to prove they're the better mid laner, better bot laner. Now it's really 5v5. Who's the better team, which I love.
I don't personally, but
Okay. All right.
there's a saying I like to say. There's a jiffy and a diffy, and there's always a mid diff and a sub diff as an AD carry.
All right.
Never the AD
that's
diff.
fine.
Never the AD diff. Never the AD diff. Except for that.
All right, Twisted Fate ulti actually comes through. Bow Explode tries to get a casket onto Gua. He does get it. Oh, almost there, Hisme. But Gua does get deleted by Bow Explode and evolved.
Bow Explodes Gragas is nasty, man. These
he flashes
ultis,
the
by the
Gurkha.
way, like I don't think he's missed one ulti. They've all been really good, and they make the great play. Whoever's shot calling on INT is great. TF, who is always like TPing with Gragas, and they're making these plays. If you guys do not know, as a mid laner, you are the second jungler. You have to be getting prio for your jungler. You have to be warding with your jungler, and you have to be roaming with your jungler. A lot of teams do not do that, and if you're not doing that, you are not playing mid right.
Yeah, especially in front of, especially in these 5v5 competitive 5v5.
Even in solo queue, mid is very, very important. Okay,
yeah.
I would actually shout out the Akali about that. She's 0-2, but she has been above a level on this Urgot forever now. I think it's been like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I think K1, we saw it last year when he was previously named Strawberry. He was probably one of the best top laners in the entire league, if I can remember correctly.
Yep, absolutely. I remember because I loved his name. Dude, Team Aspith has such great names. I love their names, man.
I missed the Strawberry name. I don't know why he changed it to K1.
Me too.
Yeah, man, that was a good name, bro. Change it back.
I miss Donor Mommy as well.
Change graphics. Oh, dude, that's a great name, of course.
I hope they're okay. Yeah.
I hope he's doing well. It's been a while. Anyway. So earlier I wanted to talk about a little bit of the history of these two teams. So we know that they're grand finalists. We've said it like a million times at this point. But one thing that I wanted to kind of touch on is the fact that new supports are coming out. Like Seraphine, Rel came out after season 2, and I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen that from either of these two teams. I guess they're really set in their ways. Onbo is on like his 50th game of Leona in Friend or Foe. He Who Slops is on his like 30th game of Thresh. I was expecting a little bit of variety here, but I guess they're set in their own ways.
Well, I'm actually very surprised about that because Rel is probably the best support in the game, by the way.
Agreed.
Even though she's been nerfed, like just her plays and her armor and the way that she fits in the nice ulti, by the way.
Yeah, nice ulti. Oh, a close hook too. But all they're gonna be able to do is get that Rift Herald to take some time.
Actually, this is so smart. I flamed the choice to go Herald top lane last game, and they made the right decision this game, which is INT. When you have globals in your team, it's especially important. Well, TF's top, but it's especially important to get rid of that mid tower. The reason is because junglers can, as I said earlier, mid is the second jungler. You can roam with your jungle, you get pry over of both of those jungles, and you can evade them, and you have a global, so you can just go and TP bot lane and make us FF15.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that Twisted Fate just being left alone in the side lane is going to pick up a lot of gold. I believe they're going to take down this tower. Evolved Noobs takes the retreat a little bit early just in case there is a potential chance of a dive. But it looks like Team in the Trees pretty much have everything under control. From here on, it's just going to be a vision game, and it's just going to be a race to those to either the next neutral objective or the next tower. Yeah, Dragon potentially in 2 minutes.
So what I'm very interested in is Broccoli's builds. If he does not go, I do not want him to go Dustblade. I want him to go the tank killing item. I think it's called Divine Sunder. I'm not. Let me make sure. Give me a second. Divine Sunder, which is actually for tank killing and that kind of things. Going Dustblade, even though he's so far ahead, he's 4-0. it's not the right play because you have 3 tanks on the side of Team Asterith. Galio is considered a tank even though he goes AP, and obviously Nunu and
Yeah.
So and he's going for Duskblade, which is, in my opinion, a slight misplay. He's really far ahead, but Divine Sunder is the other option in the build. He also went Mana Immune, so I actually have a lot of problems with this build because you do not go Mana Immune and Essence Reaver. That doesn't make sense because you go one or the other because it's for the Mana Immune and it's the mana for the Essence Reaver. But he went both, so he just has double mana for no reason. And now he's going Duskblade, which is a bit sus, but he's far ahead. And Rockleaf simps, please do not murder me.
Broccoli fans, stay away from this. No, I get it. I mean, if anything, I'll blame it on the fact that Broccoli is normally the top laner and he's subbing for Kenny Hammerspikes today. So maybe that's the case. Yeah,
that could be it. Build is fine. Like, it's a tad in, but like he's playing fine, so it's good. One of the reasons that I'm being so stuck on this build is because I think one of the main reasons why, Plat players are not in Diamond and Gold players are not in Plat is their builds sometimes are just so wacky. Like, they're so weird. You have to figure out what to build and when to build. Sometimes people just go on op.dg and they just say, all right, this has the highest win rate, I'm just going to do that. But you have to adapt to team play, and there's a Baron fight right now. This should be free.
This is a free Baron from the side of INT just because TAS has no idea. This is literally a vision difference right now. INT should not have gotten away with this, in my opinion. But INT they figured out where all their control wards were. They figured out where they needed to scan. They threw the Ezreal ulti for the sake of checking Dragon, I guess. I think Dragon's up. Yeah, for the case of checking Dragon. TAS is a little late to this. They just realized INT just took Baron. So now they're going for the Dragon a little bit late. And now they're going to have to backpedal a little bit.
Well, a bit of a macro mistake. Obviously, they did not ward. But the thing is, when you don't have wards on Baron, you can kind of guess when a team's on Baron because lanes are pushed, and if you see 0 members on the map, you have to think, all right, did they back? Or you have to assume that they're Baron. And for the most, it's always better to assume they're Baron. But the thing is, with that is you have to make sure you do not face check as an AD carry or as a mid laner. But it's just fine when you're Galio, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, we're going to see what happens. This is going to be a slow game for a little bit, I can predict, because TAS is going to look to try to look... I mean, one of TAS's big opportunities to be able to get back into this game is with a potential Nunu flank, which I just saw on the minimap they were going to try to do, but INT actually gets a nice hook onto Ismay. Ismay has to flash. Yone did not have Snowball for that exact moment. I think I saw it on the minimap that he accidentally ran into a wall. It looked like he was about to go for some kind of flank play. I couldn't tell, but that might have been the way back in for TAS, but it looks like INT just gonna casually take down towers more.
So solo queuers of the mid lane role and FOF members. This TF build, Everfrost TF, is so disgusting. Please go it. TF is a little harder of a champion because you need coordination with your team, which is harder in solo queue. But FOF members, there's gonna be a fight here.
Yeah, TAS is actually choosing to use the go button. Nice ulti from Onbo. That's going to be a clean kill onto Brock Lee. He who slaps gets exhausted right there. He does have flash. Oh, he does not have flash. He used it just a few seconds ago, and he's going to go down. 2 Barons on the side of INT immediately go down.
That's very nice, but the big problem with Team Asterith is you can't take anything with that. You kill 2 people, which is great engage, but you really just need to keep doing those kind of things, and that's how you get back in the game. There's going to be 4 minutes on Baron. They start the Baron buff. I think it expires in another minute or so, and Dragon will be up in 3 minutes. So just hold on, boys.
Yeah, it was a nice, yeah, it's like a little gift basket, just a little extra. Like, okay, we got a few extra kills. Let's go. But in the end, those kills aren't going to translate into anything until they can get better control of this map. But still, well played.
Very well played. Great ulti by the Leona main. I will call him the Leona main because I think I've only seen him play Leona. Yeah, I think I've only seen him play Leona actually.
I was editing that opening ceremony, and I was like, I need to find footage of TAS, and I was trying to get footage of Onbo because he's the captain, right? And literally every piece of footage I have is just him on Leona. So I was like, okay, well, I guess this is a Leona main.
One of my favorite parts about FOF, again, is that you can see teams, there's going to be, alright, top's push and he should get this tower. You get to see certain players' picks, and Leona is clearly one of the most important picks for Team Asterith. I'm not really sure why they keep leaving it up, since, as you just saw earlier, he's very good Leona. Also, draft strategies is I'm not sure who the shot caller is on Onbo. I mean, Onbo. I think he's one of them on Team Asterith. But
I believe he's so.
one of the slight little things that people can do is, okay, there's gonna be a fight here.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
that's
there's
why
a
Everfrost is
potential
so
one.
good.
Yeah, I like that Everfrost. That fight bot lane might still happen. It looks like they separated, but INT actually tried to get a nice engage there. They got Gua and Onbo to almost less than half health. Onbo about 40%, healing it up. They're just going to go back to Fountain. INT is looking like they're trying to force something. They're trying to force some kind of break now that since Akali was bot lane and was in the middle of fighting. They tried to force there.
But as I was saying, one of the very interesting strategies that I often employ with my team is I try to find out who the shot caller of the team is and who is more tilted, and we tilt that player, because as a shot caller, it's very difficult when you're tilted. Like, it's very difficult to call plays when you're tilted, obviously, because you just don't want to speak and you just want to be back in your chair. But so it'll be an interesting strategy for future teams. Maybe ban out every single pick for Leona and see how it works out. Ban Leona every game, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit of an engage from the side of INT.
Ooh,
tries to get a nice hook onto him, but suppressed. Unfortunately, Evolved Noob just finally gets into this fight using his TF ulti. Onbo is actually running really low. That's a nice Nunu placement, but only really gets Bo. Everyone on TAS is really low right now. They're about to pop in a couple of seconds, and In the Trees is taking over that fight. Clean ace, clean kill. This should be the game, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. They should. Oh no, they'll be fine. They should get at least an inhib tower. But this is interesting because perfect. So if you can see at Gragas right now, he should be pushing. Okay, he's gonna leave that. That's fine. He pushed mid a little bit, and he's gonna go to Dragon. The reason that this is important to go to Dragon is because everyone's gonna come up and they're gonna try to get this Dragon. And the only really way for Team Asterith to win this game is either to steal Baron, 50-50, or to get Dragon Soul. And they're saying that we're going to not give you that option, which is very smart by INT. They split it. They know that they don't need all 5 members to get a single inhib tower. And yeah, very smart.
Yeah. Clean post-fight response from INT. Took 2 easily towers. Quick Dragon that puts them at soul point. But Yoni actually tries to come in for the drive-by snowball. But Bo explodes here to just clean up the camps. This is where INT try their best to choke TAS out of all their gold, taking away the Grom, taking away the blue buff. The rest of TAS trying to hover so they can maybe take a pick, but blue buff is secured, at least for TAS.
So, this game is probably a foregone conclusion. I have to ask you, Keaton Chris, what is your thoughts on Gwen being released?
On Gwen? I mean, is she out already?
No, but you've seen her abilities and... What are your thoughts?
I've seen her abilities. I haven't read too much into it just because I've been so busy this past week, but... from what I've heard, she sounds a little busted. Sounds a little broken. But that's all. It's only based off what I've heard, though, so I actually haven't seen anything.
I'm very interested in how Gwen will... Okay. Nice dodge by Gua. Urgot, I think, is missed... Every single time I've seen Urgot, I think he's missed ulti besides that last fight, actually.
I think so. So much damage! What? Gula just got deleted right there. K1 tries to go in for some cleanup, but I don't think he does enough damage either. TAS is going for a full fight. They have to force something. Bo takes down K1ZZ. Brock Lee is on the sidelines just hitting and hitting and hitting. Hismay tries to get him down. Exhaust on Hismay, but unfortunately in the end that means INT take them down at 21-7. They're going to take down this inhibitor. They're going to take down the Nexus. This is a clean game from INT. Looks like history repeats itself. INT take down Team TAS again. TAS has lost to INT 4 times in a row now in the sense of friend or foe score. We'll see what happens in the future, but INT take game 2. Congrats to them.
They predicted this. They said there was going to be no difference between the finals and this game, and they put it out. They actually destroyed this game. I will say, if we're giving out MVPs on the analyst test, I'm very interested in their opinion. Because personally, I'm giving this to Gragas. His ultis were disgusting. His KDA might not look like the most flashy, but I think that was very good. And I think also Bo Explode might be very integral to his team. I think that he might be a shot caller, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, I believe he's the captain, so probably a shot caller.
Disgusting. I think Gragas was the best in this game. Ezreal, he proved me wrong with that build. I still think it's sus, but he did a lot of damage. Urgot, good, even though I think Akali played that I think Akali was the best player on Team Asterith this game.
On TAS? Sure.
Yeah,
I could attest to that. I mean, it's hard to look good when your team's losing, but I think he specifically Strawberry or K1ZZ looked pretty good. Bo has a new champion. Last season, everyone had to ban his, I think it was Sejuani, his Zac, and now there's a Gragas in the mix. So that's what you've been up to, Bo. Good to know. Good to know. That being said, congratulations to INT. We're going to take a quick break before we get into our winner's interview. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to our winner's interview. This is Sharogan coming at you with Bo Explode, INT's jungler. How you doing, Bo?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. You know, I got to see a pretty awesome match. It was kind of a little bit of deja vu, like I was watching the finals again, because it was in the trees versus Team TAS. Admittedly, TAS always has my heart, but you guys played an awesome game. Like that was super intense. Way to go.
Thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, so really quickly, let's go and hop into these questions. Basically, the first thing I have to ask you is, what was your strategy going into this? Because obviously, you've played against TAS before. You went up against them in the finals. And with that, what was kind of your mindset with this initial draft?
We know Team TAS, they play more like all-in kind of playstyles. It shows with the Akali, the Tristana, the new Galio, Leona. And we kind of prepared for that by picking some peel, like with the Gragas and Thresh, and we just try to shut them down before they could like snowball any crazy team fights and like basically rule us over with their crazy playstyle.
Talking about crazy playstyle, that Dragon Steel, like that first one.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be there.
Just that was pretty interesting. But then of course we had you had your ADC Ezreal. My brain just suddenly went blank on your player's name for some reason. I feel like absolutely sorry about that.
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Yeah.
The broccoli. How could I forget
Yeah.
the broccoli? Gosh, I'm terrible. But yeah, like the return callback with the steal with the Ezreal Q. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
like that was
crazy.
That was pristine. Way to go. So with that, how do you feel about like with what kind of growth did you guys have like over that break? Like, and where did you guys start to where you are now, and where do you think you're about to grow into?
After the end of season 2 of FOF, we kind of took a break from like playing as a team. We played with each other, but not like seriously or any practice or anything like that. Like everyone took a break from League for a bit. And when we started like prepping for season 3, we were kind of washed, and we were like trying to shift or adjust to the meta, especially me with the new jungle meta. I think it's absolutely garbage, but you know, it is what it is, and you have to just adapt to it. But I think we adapted pretty well, and hopefully we can like keep the consistency.
Hopefully, yeah. No, you guys definitely seemed like you were on form today, and you brought it, and you just absolutely came in like a wrecking ball. There is one final question I want to bring up. We're going to talk a little bit about on the analyst desk, but it has to do with the Ezreal build. I don't know if you know about it. The Muramana and the Essence Reaver, I think, was being like Fang over Fang had some thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the build is pretty good. It does a lot of poke and burst damage, and it gives him a lot of ability haste to be able to dish out a lot of DPS as well. So it gives you everything you want in like a damage dealer. Like usually Ezreal is before the preseason was thought of like, you know, more poke ADC, so he doesn't dish out that much DPS. But with the ability haste you get from Duskblade and the Essence Reaver and the Muramana, it lets him throw out like 10 billion Qs in like 1 minute. I think it's really good.
Hey, 10 billion Qs, that's a lot of damage for an Ezreal, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, Bo Explode, thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to your future games because I just know they're going to be freaking awesome. And I want to say thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to take a really brief break, and then we'll be right back with the FOF Lounge. Stick around. Alrighty, so let's all go ahead and take a little stretch here as we sit down in the FOF lounge. Once again, it's Sharogan here, and I've got One Sweek and Bean Jar with me again.
Hello.
Dab.
How's it going, guys? Dab. Yeah, we don't have the
Dab.
cameras up yet, so we're not actually dabbing. That might be something we do in the future. We'll see.
I mean, he is probably dabbing.
So, first off, what do you guys think? It was In the Trees versus Team Asorth. So once again, we have our original finalists from last season going at it again.
Oh, it was so. I mean, I think the game was pretty funny. Like spamming taunt dance. I don't know what they did. Spamming laugh right before you steal the dragon. I mean, that just made my day.
Yeah, Team Azure knows how to have a good time for sure.
Yeah, no, like that first dragon steal was absolutely fantastic. Like just the little dancing and all that, and then you actually have the return with Brock Lee's Ezreal Q just stealing the Drake right back, being like, "Oh, you do it to us, we'll do it to you too."
Yeah, he must have been dabbing after that too.
and you know, okay, so just right off the bat, I'm gonna bring this up because Fang Over Fang was bringing it up, and I saw Kenny Hammer Spike making comments in the chat as well. What is with this whole thing about the Essence Reaver and the Muramana build together? Because
Are you implying that it's good or bad?
I'm implying that it's actually pretty good because I went and I looked up the last 200 games in pro games. Over 75% of those games, it was built. And so it's kind of one of those things. I guess the buff to the Muramana must have been able to synergize really well with the Essence Reaver. So I think that actually was pretty, like, I think it worked out pretty well.
I think it might be like the opposite. Like they both put in together, like they both together work really well. But I play Rengar, so the reason why Essence Reaver specifically is good is because the spell blade, it's not like the Trinity Force. It's bonus damage, not off your base damage. The bonus damage is insane. So it scales super well. And then you have the bonus AD from, I think, the Muramana. I think that's how it works. And then it's just like they both put build into each other hand in hand.
What do you think, Edwin?
Oh, I mean, to tell you the truth, I thought that was just the new meta thing to build on Ezreal. Go Muramana, Essence Reaver, then follow it up with the Dustblade. I mean, I've been seeing, whenever I do play against an Ezreal, that's just what they normally build.
Yeah, that is what you see normally. Like Rengar, Gangplank, Ezreal is pretty common nowadays.
True. I mean, again, my rank is only in silver, so maybe that's just a quick central build nowadays.
Let's go.
Exactly. And so how do you think these teams stacked up? Because Bo Explode did mention this during the interview where he felt like they kind of like they waffled a little bit. And I think that is really true. They didn't seem like they were totally on form this game. They seemed like they got back into it as it progressed. But like that early on, it felt like they were a little bit just kind of stumbling, getting their legs and all that, which honestly, it's day one. So who's to say? And TAS, kind of the same thing. It felt like they came in, they were really cocky, really confident, and then you saw like at about mid-game they realized, wait, we're starting to lose our grip on this, and they weren't quite taunting as much and all that. So it's what do you think of these two teams' mentals based off of this one game?
I think for TAS, I think it's a good wake-up call because there was a time when INT was going for their second Baron, and TAS they were just roaming bots out of the map, not going for Dragon. And they weren't as proactive as they used to be. And they definitely play with confidence. They will still go into fights, even the numbers are against them. But you know, they definitely weren't playing like they normally would be playing.
Yeah, I would say TAS got like fundamentally just out macroed, but what I'm hoping is that mentally they've been untouched. I think they probably tilted a little bit after that second dragon steal. That would have tilted me off the map, off the entire rift, really. But after that, I feel like I really hope into the next game they're gonna still be spamming taunts, spamming dances, just mastery flashes here and there as they kill the enemy teams.
Yeah, hopefully. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick break before we hop into our next game. The next one is actually going to be Yuumi Basic Income versus PTP. Any thoughts on those two teams? I just love the Yuumi Basic Income because you can always have it, and it's just there. It's just wonderful.
I love the username. I don't know. They seem pretty fun from what I've seen.
PTP. Yeah, I'm just excited to see Let's Do Vanal kill it again ADC.
You looking for Vanal to come back playing some ADC? I agree. That's going to be some entertaining. Personally, like UB is definitely like just based off the name, they've got my heart in this upcoming match. So I'm looking forward to that. And I do believe that UB was coached a little bit by Joshi. So we'll see how that ends up playing out.
Good luck.
All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take that quick break and see you in a little bit.
High performs on the beat.